back. You guys, I'm super excited. You already know I've been working on trying to really show up for YouTube and give you guys these tips and these tools. I already invested in a whiteboard, as you can see. So today we actually are going to be talking about 4 business tools to success. So if you are a new entrepreneur and you're kind of just like, I want to start this business, but I don't really know where to start, I got you. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 4 things, right? So the 4 tools for business success. So don't mind my handwriting because it's I'm a lefty, so I kind of got to work with what I got. But the 4 things, right, that I feel like are super important when it comes into entrepreneurship and being a new business owner, these are the 4 things you need to do. So preparation, planning, discipline, and consistency. Heavy on the consistency. But I'm going to break down every single one of these tools so that you guys understand why it's so important to start with these 4 tools, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to touch on the very first tool, right? So the very first tool that I feel like is very, very essential is preparation. So when I mean being prepared to start a business is crucial, be prepared to start a business. So one of the 2 things that I like to prepare for when it's time to start a new business is working on our mindset and making sure our finances, right? Finances is super, super important, especially if you're that entrepreneur who wants to full blown, I want to start a business. I don't want to work for anyone anymore. This is super important. You need to make sure that your finances are in order so that you are able to have a successful business, right? So when I touch on mindset, you already know definitely the mindset and money strategist, because I like to transform people's mind to transition them so they can get the new money, right? When we have that mindset of an entrepreneur, right, we work hours, right? We work those 40 hours to get that $1,000 check, right? Whatever the case may be, however much money you make. But we have that mindset that we have to put in those hours in order to get that money. As an entrepreneur, right, your mindset has to change because now your time is money. So you're not working 40 hours for $1,000. You could sell a $10 or you can sell a $100 product, right, 10 times and make that $1,000, right? So once you, I wrote the wrong thing. Once you actually do the math, right, and you see this as an entrepreneur, right, or I'm sorry, this is an entrepreneur and this is an employee, you got to start thinking okay, I have a $100 product that I can sell 10 times. How do I do it, right? I need to just get 10 people to do it rather than working 40 hours for a whole entire week, right? So that's why I feel like preparation is definitely something that is very important, and being able to prepare your mind to think this way rather than thinking this way, right? The way that we've been taught to think, put 40 hours in a week for, you to get the return on your money. So preparation definitely comes with mindset. Make sure you are ready to transform your mind and also prepare yourself to take on what comes with entrepreneurship, right? So we got mindset down. Let me just take my notes off. So now when it comes to finances, right? So finances is very important. As an entrepreneur, you need to make sure you have the proper finances, because if you do not have the proper finances, right, your business will fail because you don't have the money to fund it. Now, a lot of people struggle, right? A lot of people struggle with finances when it comes to being an entrepreneur, because if you are working a job, right, and you still have to pay for your bills, you have to pay for your, your family, you have so much to pay for, and then at the end of it, you don't have anything to put into your business. So I tell people all the time, be prepared to spend money, right? So when it comes to finances, you need to make sure you have a budget in mind, for one, right? Make sure you have a budget, and then if you're going to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to fund my business? So you need to make sure your funding is down pat. Are you getting loans? Are you, asking family members? Are you just going to take the money that you got from your job? These are the things that you need to prepare for, right? So that's preparation, and I feel like that's why those 2 things are very important to consider. There's definitely a lot more to consider, especially when it comes to time, right? So the time that you're going to have to put in as a new business owner, you're definitely going to have to dedicate a lot of time. Now, granted, if you just starting off and you're like, I want it to be small, then cool, that's fine. But most people who start entrepreneurship, once they start, they want to keep going. So you need to really pay attention that you're going to have to put in that time. You're definitely going to have to put in that time. But preparation is definitely a good thing that I feel like a lot of us skip that phase because we get to, oh, I got a business idea. Oh, this is going to be my products are. And, oh, I'm going to make this amount of money, right? Prepare your mind, your finances, and your time, right? So if you can't transform your mindset to be an entrepreneur mindset and a growth mindset, right? Then entrepreneurship is not going to work for you. Your business is not going to grow because you're constantly thinking that your mind is not going to grow or that your business isn't going to grow, right? You're in that same place like, it's not going to work for me, right? So that's why I feel like it's definitely important for you to transform your mind. Then, like I said, your finances. If you don't have the money to fund your business, how you going to get inventory? Right? So these are the things to consider. And also, if you are a mother, a father, whatever hat you wear in your life, right? You have to make sure that you're able to dedicate that time. And if you don't know how much time is right, start small, right? But take into consideration, the more money you get, the more time you're going to have to spend. Now, once you start setting up those systems and strategies, right? So when you go to hire a team, like throughout the years, because trust me, it doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. But make sure that you're able to dedicate time into your business because your business isn't going to work if you're not working in it, right? So that's preparation. Now let's get to planning. Planning is fun. So for planning, right? And I'm going to just erase this so y'all can see my behind the scenes as well as getting the tools. So planning is one of my favorite phases of business. I am like the planaholic. If that's a word, I am the planaholic. So for me, planning is super important, right? It's taking me forever to erase this board. Y'all can see my bloopers. I don't even care. So planning, right, is super important when it comes to business. I have a quote that I live by every single day, right? When you fail to plan, we are planning to fail. So if you do not plan your business out, your business is going to fail, because if you're not planning out how you're going to market your business, if you don't plan out how much time you're going to spend in your business, if you don't plan out, what events you're going to do or what inventory you're going to have, you're kind of just throwing stuff, around, like kind of just like, I'm winging it, right? That's what they call it, winging it. So we don't want to wing it in business. We want to plan, right? We need to make sure we have a plan on how to get the success. If you are a person who is looking to earn $10,000 in a month, if you're a person who's looking to earn 6 figures in a year or 6 figures in 3 months, whatever it may be, right? You need a plan to get there. You can't sit there and say, oh, I want to be a millionaire and don't have a plan. Because how you think you're just going to reach the whole entire world without a plan? Like, it's unrealistic, right? So what I do when it comes to planning, right, I plan out a lot. Like when I tell you I plan out a lot. So one of the main things that I feel like is important when it comes to planning is your goals. So your goals are super important to plan. So what do you want? What are you reaching for, right? And then when it comes to goals, then I need to actually plan out how I'm going to get my goals, right? So how to achieve goal. So that needs to be a plan, right? And that's really where the strategy comes in. So I'll put emphasis strategy. But that's when the strategy comes in. So say, for instance, obviously, if your business revolves around people buying into your business, right? So your customers, your clients, whatever it is that you provide, you need to figure out how are you going to actually get your customers to purchase, right? And that's when we come with strategy. So there's actually a plan called a strategic plan, which is actually how you are going to be better than your competitors. And it's a little bit of how you're going to get your customers. And then we need to know if you need X, Y, and Z amount of customers to buy from you to get this certain amount of money, how are you going to reach those people, right? Then we take it back to marketing, right? So you need your marketing to be solid. And that isn't also, marketing is a plan as well. It's a document that is important to have. And like I told you, I am actually working on creating a template for the strategic and the marketing plan, because all businesses they need it. Like, because if you have it in your head, that's you being that small mind, right? You're just being a small business. You need to have this stuff on paper. So those are two main things that I feel like are super important to planning. Now we're going to take it a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about the business plan, right? So the business plan is important because if you were that person when you were preparing, you didn't have those proper finances, Your business plan is going to get you some funding. Your business plan is going to allow investors to read about your business. And let me tell you a little side note, they do not read your whole entire business plan. So you kind of have to wow them in the first 5 seconds of it, right? And that's where we talk about the executive summary. So I'm not going to go too deep in the business plan because it's a lot. But a business plan is important because it's showing you how you're operating your business, the products, the money you're going to bring in, so that those investors are seeing these things. So if they decide, hey, okay, I want to invest in this business, here's $50,000. If you can't show that you can return that money back to them in that business plan, they're not going to give you anything. So this is very, very crucial, especially when you're generating a good $1,000 in a week, right? So if you feel like, okay, now I want more, you need to have that business plan before you go to that investor, before you go to that banker, wherever you go to get your funding, right? You need to have that business plan. Now, I'm going to take it down a little notch, a little easier, right? I'm going to take it to y'all small. So we are the world of technology, right? So social media. So this is going to obviously tie back into your marketing plan, right? But planning your social media content, I have a lot of clients who say, oh, how do you know what to post on social media? Oh, how are you so consistent with being, on Instagram? Because I have my social media content planned out for the whole entire month. Now, a lot of people cannot, and I am okay. A lot of people cannot plan their whole entire content out in a month, right? So what I recommend is for you to at least try for 7 days. So if today is Friday, right? By Friday night, I need to have my next Friday set, right? So how do you do that? You need to make sure that you're actually delivering some type of message, right? And that's when we go back to preparation. What are you going to be talking about? What are you pushing? What are you learning, right? So I feel like I'm gonna do a YouTube video on social media content, but this is the things that you need in the planning phases. It looks like a lot, but I promise you when you get it done, things will flow so easily. And honestly, it'll help you, right? It'll help your business actually have that foundation. It'll help once you decide to get employees, it'll help your employees start to realize, okay, she has this, that, and the third planned out. So I already know I got to do X, Y, and Z, right? Planning is so important. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. If we're failing to plan, we are planning to fail. Remember that quote, y'all. It is super important to plan. So now we're going to get to the third, right? The third is discipline. Discipline, I ain't really even got it right on the board. I ain't even going to lie, y'all. It's important for us to have discipline off the strength of, if you want to be consistent, right? You have to have discipline. You want your business to grow, you have to have discipline. If you want $1 million, you have to have discipline. I actually had a conversation with my mother recently, and I was just expressing to her how some of my clients, want this certain amount of money, but they can't control the money that they have, right? When they were an employee, right? If you worked a 9 to 5 and you was getting $1,000 checks every week, and you went straight to, the liquor store, or straight to, whatever it is that you indulge in, right? That you spend your money on, how can you expect to control $1 million? You have to have discipline. Now, discipline is very important. Discipline will allow your plans to be strategic, and also your plans are going to get done. Your goals are going to get achieved, right? So I feel like I didn't even really have to write down discipline, because y'all know what discipline is. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to do a separate YouTube video on each of these tools, by itself. But discipline is something that you need as a business owner. If you are not disciplined in the life of entrepreneurship, it's not gonna go far. I'm just being honest. It's not. And then we go back to consistency, right? So when you have that discipline, you're going to be consistent in your business. So you're going to make sure you show up to your meetings. You're going to make sure that, you actually order the things that you need to order. What's another thing to be consistent in? Posting on social media, right? So all these things are really going to set you up for success. They're going to help you, grow as a business, grow as an individual. These are literally the 4 things that I work on constantly. So I'm always preparing. Even though I've been, successful in business, I want to make sure that I'm constantly shifting my mindset to grow, right? And I always make sure my finances are prepared. Now, planning, like I said, this is my favorite phase. I plan all the time. I literally plan at the end of the week how my next week going to be. I'm actually today, I'm planning the rest of my week out for the next week, right? And that's really just the task that I have to do. My content and stuff, that's done. But planning is definitely one of my favorite tools when it comes to business success. And then discipline and consistency, it took me a minute. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to get disciplined. But it's all good because, I have things that make me practice discipline. And some of the things that I can tell y'all that helps you practice discipline is finding something that you need to work on and try it for 21 days. 21 days make a habit, right? So that is a way to be disciplined. Also, a way to be consistent and disciplined is to start your day with a to-do list, right? Make sure you do not start each day without nothing to do. If you don't have anything on your itinerary, you wake up and you're just kind of like, no, stop. Stop it now. Make sure that, especially if you are a full-time business owner, you took the leap of faith to really work full-time in your business. Make sure you start each day with something to do in your business, because if not, you're literally wasting time, and time is money. You hear me? So make sure y'all remember these 4 tools for business success: preparation, planning, discipline, and consistency. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I tried to make it a little short and sweet for y'all, but stay tuned because I do have some of these topics that I'm going to break down in the next couple of weeks. But guys, if you have not already, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We got the business gems coming up. We got some good things. I'm actually about to host a vision board party. I will leave the link below in the description box if you guys would like to attend. But make sure you share this, subscribe, like I said, and like and comment. I will see you guys next time.